On an ordinary day in Hong Kong, an unprecedented tsunami strikes the city, causing rapid flooding of the streets and buildings. Frantically, people flee in search of a safe refuge, but the water overtakes them. Only those fortunate enough to reach higher floors manage to survive, while Hong Kong suffers a significant loss of its population within a few hours. Even after 5 years, Asha continues to be haunted by the terrifying ordeal she experienced that day. However, each morning she suppresses her fear and perseveres in order to stay alive. Residing in a dilapidated high-rise building, she cleverly utilizes discarded items to conceal her belongings from potential threats. For years, she has scavenged anything useful from the water and created various hiding spots throughout her apartment, such as a concealed space beneath the couch cushions. Every morning, she ascends to the rooftop and retrieves clean water from her carefully concealed secret supply. After savoring a cup of tea, she tunes into the radio, but deliberately disregards the recorded message regarding a government shelter with provisions, opting instead for music. She takes precautions by wearing headphones to minimize any additional noise. Asha begins her day by collecting morning dew with a towel and adding it to her collection of water bottles. She then takes stock of her water supply, which is dwindling due to the lack of rainfall. After completing her chores, she enjoys a meager meal of instant noodles while reminiscing about the lavish restaurants she used to visit with friends. Next, Asha surveys her surroundings using binoculars, observing the crumbling buildings that peek out from the water's surface. She also keeps tabs on the few remaining neighbors who are still holed up in their apartments. When a box floats into view, Asha springs into action, using a makeshift harpoon device to snag it. However, something beneath the water's surface puts up a fierce resistance, causing Asha to lose her footing and bump against the window ledge, injuring her arm. Undeterred, she persists in pulling the box in, only to be met with a powerful force that nearly yanks it out of her hands. Eventually, Asha manages to bring the box inside, but not before the mysterious creature exacts its revenge by sending a wave crashing against her. The box contains mostly trash, but Asha is relieved to find a bottle of alcohol among the debris. As Asha makes her way back to the rooftop, she pauses momentarily in front of the corridor door, visibly distressed. Once she reaches the rooftop, she uses the alcohol to disinfect her wound and bandages it up, then takes a drink to numb the pain. Later that evening, she hears the sound of screams and looks out to see 2 boats of hostile scavengers attacking her neighbors. A man on a nearby rooftop catches her eye, so Asha quickly ducks out of sight before peeking again. It appears the boats are headed towards her building, prompting her to hurry downstairs, conceal her belongings, and make her living space appear occupied by scattering dirt in the hallway. Asha then retreats to a hidden compartment in a closet, holding her breath as the scavengers search the room, even checking the closet. They leave without discovering anything, but Asha jumps at the sound of a gunshot. A boy had mistakenly fired his weapon, thinking he saw something move. After the scavengers have left, Asha lets out a sigh of relief and attempts to calm herself by reflecting on a happy memory. Before the tragic events, Asha had gained a half-sister, and she took her out for a meal to start building their relationship. The following day, Asha discovers a jar of honey among the contents of a box. However, her excitement is short-lived as she spots a lifeless body floating in the water. Later, while Asha is preoccupied, someone sneaks into her space and pilfers items from her secret hiding spots. Although Asha suspects something amiss, she dismisses it for the time being. As she prepares for bed, she hears a noise once again, and upon investigation with her flashlight, she finds nothing. In a clever attempt to catch the intruder, Asha leaves soap out in the open, only to be startled by a young girl. Asha grabs the girl's shoulder, but the child kicks her and flees. The girl takes additional items, including Asha's makeshift lamp, and disappears down the corridor, abandoning the mysterious door ajar. That night, Asha dreams of shopping for her sister's birthday and confiding in her best friend about her eagerness to leave home. Upon waking up, Asha notices that part of her food stash is missing, and follows the trail of empty wrappers to find the girl sleeping with the lantern. With a heavy heart, Asha decides to let the girl sleep, and instead focuses on cooking. Once the girl awakens, she resumes her search for hidden compartments. In a counterfeit store, she discovers an envelope containing photographs of Asha and her sister, but she is caught in the act. The child flees while Asha rushes to replace the pictures, unknowingly dropping one in the process. Later, she prepares another serving of noodles and brings it to the child, reminiscing about her sister's birthday dinner. On that occasion, their parents had given Asha the family necklace, which had angered her because, as the eldest sibling, she believed it should have been hers. This led to an argument and Asha storming out. Returning to the present, it is revealed that Asha now wears the necklace. The girl disregards the food, prompting Asha to leave it beside her and depart. The child consumes the meal entirely and then notices that Asha has also left a mattress for her. Although she doesn't use it that night, the following morning she returns all the stolen items to Asha. For lunch, Asha once again prepares 2 portions of noodles and leaves one for the girl before heading to the roof to eat. Surprisingly, the child eventually joins her and mimics her every move, resulting in laughter and a growing bond between them. This rekindles Asha's memories of the happiness from her previous life. In the evening, the girl finally agrees to take the other mattress and sleeps next to Asha. Soon, she begins to cry and tries to conceal it, but Asha reassures her that it's okay to cry and be afraid. The young girl longs for her family but believes she will reunite with her mother soon as she constructs a boat to search for them. She introduces herself as Hey Hey. Following another night filled with disturbing dreams, Asha brings Hey Hey along to the rooftop to carry out their usual routine. Hey Hey playfully messes with the door and removes the tape Asha used on the lock, resulting in them being unable to open it from the outside when the door accidentally shuts. Asha is upset, but Hey Hey quickly demonstrates her skill in picking locks and manages to open it again. Later, as Asha prepares a new meal, she realizes her necklace is missing. In that moment, she hears some noises and peeks out the window, discovering that the scavengers have returned. She instructs Hey Hey to remain silent until they depart. Later, while Asha assists Hey Hey in getting cleaned up, the girl asks Asha if they can leave together. However, Asha declines, stating that this is her home and that there is nothing worthwhile outside. Asha then questions Hey Hey about the missing necklace, but Hey Hey denies taking it and departs to another apartment, feeling offended by the accusation. In the evening, Asha dines alone and notices that some water is missing. She investigates and finds that Hey Hey used it for washing. This triggers another memory for Asha, recalling news of an approaching typhoon in neighboring countries and a disagreement with her mother, who wanted her to marry and become a dutiful wife. That night, Asha's nightmares worsen, and she continues to see bodies in the water. Upon waking up, she momentarily mistakes Hey Hey for her sister. Later on, Asha instructs Hey Hey on how to handle the electrical system in the building. However, Hey Hey interrupts their lesson to inquire about the door located at the end of the corridor. Asha advises Hey Hey to disregard it due to the foul odor emanating from the room. Opening it would cause the smell to permeate throughout the entire building. Another memory surfaces in Asha's mind, depicting her watching the news report on the devastating floods that had completely destroyed Singapore. Asha's mother turned off the television and mentioned an upcoming family meeting, but Asha was unable to attend. This led to an argument, with Asha expressing her feelings of being imprisoned by her family before storming out of the apartment. Returning to the present, Hey Hey listens to a radio broadcast about a shelter and urgently approaches Asha, requesting to go there. Asha declines, explaining the dangers of venturing outside. An argument ensues, leading Hey Hey to angrily label Asha as bitter and then leave the room. Asha follows her into another room and discovers that Hey Hey is constructing a makeshift raft using discarded items, along with possessing a flare gun. Asha promptly confiscates the flare gun and confesses to Hey Hey that she had attempted to leave before but was met with an unbearable and perilous situation, forcing her to return. After reconciling, Asha recollects her sister trailing behind her as she departed the apartment following the altercation with their parents, pleading for her not to go. Asha explained that it was time for her to move out, but assured her sister that they would still spend time together. The following day, it finally starts to rain, so Asha and Hey Hey hastily go up to the roof to collect a large amount of water and store it properly. While they are busy working, Hey Hey notices that Asha's necklace has simply slipped off. Asha then discovers a forgotten photo and becomes overwhelmed with memories, so Hey Hey comforts her and reminds her that they have each other. As Asha goes to bed, she is surprised to find something under her pillow, her necklace, which fell because the clasp is broken. Feeling guilty for how she treated Hey Hey, the next day Asha begins to work tirelessly until she manages to construct a raft. Hey Hey becomes extremely excited, and Asha recalls the night of their argument. Her sister had been trying to inform her that she left the necklace in Asha's jacket when suddenly people in the street began running in panic because a massive tsunami was rapidly approaching from behind. Returning to the present, Asha decides to give Hey Hey her necklace. Some time later, the two gather supplies to prepare the raft for departure. While Hey Hey is listening to the radio, the headphones accidentally disconnect, causing the music to loudly reverberate in the room. Asha hurries to turn it off, but soon they hear the voices of scavengers outside. Filled with panic, the pair quickly hides all of their personal belongings as fast as they can, then Asha pushes Hey Hey into the hidden compartment behind the fake closet wall. There is not enough space for both of them there, so Asha will have to hide in the unpleasant smelling room. Soon enough, the scavengers enter through the window, but Asha manages to hide just in time in the smelly room, where she discovers her old family pictures because this is her former apartment. The scavengers embark on a more aggressive search, causing destruction and ruining the raft. A man enters the foul-smelling room and is overwhelmed by the disgusting odor, yet he persists and uncovers some old sheets, revealing Asha's parents' lifeless bodies, causing him to vomit. Simultaneously, Asha also vomits as she recalls the tragic night. The wave ruthlessly destroyed everything in its path, claiming numerous lives every second. As people fought for survival, Asha managed to pull her sister into a building to take the stairs, but soon they were being pursued by the crowd. In the present, the scavengers seize all the food and examine Asha's photographs. One of the boys discovers something peculiar in the closet, prompting the assistance of the other scavengers to uncover a hidden wall, leading to the capture of Hei Hei. Meanwhile, Asha overhears all this from her hiding spot in the foul-smelling room and has another flashback. During their ascent up the stairs, her sister tripped and fell behind, ultimately being trampled by the crowd. In a state of panic, Asha continued running, unaware of her sister's absence until she reached the roof. Suddenly, Asha hears Hei Hei fearfully disclose her location, and the scavengers promptly locate and render her unconscious. When Asha regains consciousness, she finds herself bound and at the mercy of a foreign scavenger, but their interaction is interrupted by the leader's call. Shortly after, Hei Hei and all the provisions are transported to the scavenger's vessel. Asha is quickly pulled out as well, and upon seeing Hei Hei, she is reminded of her sister, prompting her to realize she cannot repeat the same error. Tugging at the rope, Asha is met with resistance from the man who causes her to plunge into the water. Fortunately, a broken CD nearby enables Asha to assault the man, resulting in his furious attempt to drown her. After a strenuous struggle, Asha finally retrieves the flare gun from her pocket and shoots the man, ending his life. The commotion attracts the attention of the other scavengers who return to the structure, yet they fail to spot Asha. As the group disperses to search, a large individual hears Asha's cries and pursues her. However, this is all part of her plan. She causes him to stumble with a length of rope, then employs a guitar to fatally strike him. Subsequently, she seizes his knife and races into another room to activate the radio. Before long, a scavenger follows the sound, and Asha surprises him by attacking from behind, thrusting the knife into him. Despite this, it proves insufficient as the man retaliates, flinging Asha onto a mattress in an attempt to strangle her. Fortunately, she manages to reach the knife and repeatedly stabs the man until he perishes. Then, the female scavenger, alerted by a noise, discovers a can containing a blazing fire. Asha catches her off guard by dousing her with oil and propelling her into another room, where she ignites her, subsequently sealing the door to ensure a slow and agonizing demise. The leader is drawn to the sound of Asha's screams and rushes in her direction, but she ambushes him as he ascends the stairs. A fierce struggle ensues, during which the leader strikes Asha multiple times before attempting to choke her. Undeterred, Asha continues to fight back and manages to grab a light tube, using it to overpower the leader and ultimately killing him. As she shines her flashlight, the boy appears and opens fire, prompting Asha to flee to the roof. The boy pursues her, but Asha outsmarts him by closing the door behind her, trapping him outside. The boy pleads for mercy, but Asha is hesitant to trust him. When he starts shooting at the door, Asha decides to leave him behind. With only one scavenger left on the boat, Asha uses her harpoon-like device to try and take him out, but she misses her mark and it falls into the water. When the man investigates the noise, Hei Hei seizes the opportunity to shove him off the boat, but he manages to grab her and they both tumble into the water. Asha leaps into the sea to rescue her while the man surfaces nearby, only to be devoured by a sea monster. After a brief period of calm, the two resurface unharmed. They swim back to the boat and continue their journey, grateful for the supplies they retrieved from the scavengers. That night, Asha enjoys a peaceful sleep, free from nightmares. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe for more video like this.